I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words, but of deeds.
Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturalists.
And the promise of better days through better ways.
Even as the better things we now enjoy.
It's come to us from the struggles of former years.
This land cultivated us, and it cultivated our dreams of being ag teachers, and now we get to do that to the students that live in our community.
I've pretty much grown up around agriculture my entire life. It was just in my blood. I can remember I had a big family, a lot of my cousins were in FFA, but I didn't really realize the true opportunities that the organization could provide.
What I love most about teaching agriculture in Meade County is the feeling of home that we have teaching in our own community.
Well, agriculture has influenced my family from the first day I guess I hit the ground. But agriculture gave me a great career and my family today a good lifestyle. And I owe that all to Jesus Christ and agriculture, man. I tell you, I don't know what else I would have done that I've enjoyed anymore.
Growing up, agriculture was my life. My dad quit farming in '94 because he got hurt in a tractor accident. You know, and that was, he set me down on a step and he said, "Son, we're gonna have to sell the farm." You know, so that makes a 7-year-old little boy cry that all he's ever done is follow Dad in the combine or been on the farm, the tobacco barn, the stripping room, stripping tobacco, and you know, that was the only thing I ever knew.
When I think about Meade County and our identity as a community, agriculture is what comes to mind first.
Agriculture buys a lot of Christmas gifts. They brought them back when I was a kid. We wouldn't have Christmas if it wasn't for agriculture.
Agriculture changes every day and it will continue to do that.
One of the things I always ask my students when I teach our cattle unit is how many of you all drove past a herd of cattle on your way to school? And about 99% of the hands go up. So it's not just because we see it, it's because our community lives it. We have our traditional and our non-traditional ag students that we see, but our community is filled with so much progression in the agriculture industry. And when we stop and we think about it, it's really genuinely everywhere.
FFA brought me out of a shell. Okay, I was on the farm in the country, didn't get to go very many places, didn't get to travel much because Dad had us working on the farm. The only really time we got to go anywhere if it wasn't a family vacation was to FFA camp.
You know, we were fortunate to be raised on this grain, cattle, hay, and at the time tobacco farm, where we learned our sense of work ethic and love and passion for agriculture from our dad, you know, and he's our biggest role model for sure.
Agriculture of this county is its backbone. You know, this county was founded on farming. But if you look at the majority of this county, it's still ag-related. It's still rural. You've got to have places like ourselves that are willing to open up your place for people to realize that what we do is for real. And it's amazing the number of people that come in and they're just like, I never knew that anything like this existed in this county.
And there's something for everybody in agriculture because it truly is the backbone of what we do in our society.
There's so many opportunities. Find out what you want to do and then get a job doing that. And then you'll enjoy your life a lot better.
When we think about the individuals that have come before us, there is that saying, you stand on the shoulders of giants.
The Meade County should be very proud of the FFA members that they've turned out.
This program matters because it is a building block for students.
When my students walk in the classroom on the first day, I tell them I'm not going to teach them to be a farmer. First off, I let them know that they are going to have the best year of their life, but that the backbone that we're going to learn about is the foundation, which is agriculture. Not how they're going to leave and be a farmer, but how they're going to leave and lead in maybe the agriculture industry.
One unique thing about my family and my brothers are that there were 3 of us, and we all 3 were state FFA officers. You know, all lived on the farm, worked together on the farm, and we also all 3 went to University of Kentucky College of Agriculture, and all graduated with a degree in ag and made our professional careers in agriculture.
To be the only American star in production from Meade County and from the state of Kentucky is just to me, it's almost unfathomable that I am the only one, because Kentucky agriculture is so diversified. And we see it with Farm Bureau, we see it with Kentucky Ag in general. A lot of your finalists for any kind of national contest are very diversified. You know, and that's what surprises me, that Kentucky has never had another one. You know, so it's an honor that I'll hang my hat on forever.
You know, serving as state president was really something that was a dream that I never thought would come true. But that year was truly just a tremendous year. The opportunities that it afforded me, being able to advocate for agriculture and FFA, was tremendous. I'd never flown an airplane until I was a state officer going to Washington, D.C. That week alone was tremendous, getting to meet with senators and advocate for agriculture, meeting with members, doing workshops, really spreading the story of FFA, testifying in Frankfurt to try to get some tax benefits for National FFA to keep convention in Louisville. You know, there were so many things during that year that just were truly amazing for someone that was 21 years old. I never would have imagined I got the opportunities, but that year was just such an awesome experience that I look back on, and some of the best memories I have are from that time frame.
In 1970, Brother Dale was state president, and I think in 71, Homer Lee Richardson was the state star farmer. And in 72, Glenn was state president. And in 73, Tommy Hardesty was the state star farmer. Now that's kind of cool. That's 4 Meade County people, you know, being at the top of the pyramid there.
You know, the jacket is something that it's kind of like your Superman cape, I feel like.
Hasn't been that long ago, we had a student who got their first FFA jacket. The student did not come from a lot, and this jacket meant a lot to them. They actually received this jacket through a grant, and this student wore the jacket out of school with the outfit they had on, out of school, the dead heat, probably 90 degrees, and they wore it with pride. And watching that student have so much pride in the jacket that they put on, and not knowing what opportunities were going to come from that jacket, stopped us both in our tracks and made us go, wow, this is a defining moment in our career.
The most unique thing I remember in college was my freshman year, walking across the University of Kentucky campus wearing an FFA jacket. Now that was not very popular with the college students because, you know, I was still the high school guru in the FFA jacket on the University of Kentucky campus. I had to walk to get my car, and they wanted to know what high school I went to, you know. But we were doing the speaking at banquets that year as a state officer. That's what you do. And so yeah, they razzed me a little bit about my FFA jacket in college, and we thought you could leave that at home, but no, of course we couldn't do that.
As time went on, I really realized like the jacket kind of is what makes everyone in the organization the same. Everybody's on the same playing field. It doesn't matter what your background is, whether you come from a farm, you don't come from a farm, you come from the city, whatever it may be, that jacket's kind of that unifier. And I can remember as a freshman, the excitement getting my first jacket, seeing my name on that jacket, and then it was kind of my ticket to be a part of the organization.
When I think about our students and what I see on their hearts, they are true servant leaders. When we talk about the activities we're going to do each year, they're most excited about the opportunities they have to serve others, whether that is at a local farm or elementary school or at Feeding America, but they are most excited when we visit Roberts Family Farm every fall. And we are so blessed to have a great partnership with the Roberts family, and they invite us every year to come and get their farm ready for the fall. And our students have the best time giving their time and effort to help that family bring a community-wide event every fall. Our students love to serve and give others, and I feel like a lot of times our youth, people forget that they do enjoy those opportunities, but they truly do.
You know, it's early mornings, it's hard afternoons, it's late nights, whether it's in the store as a helping hand or in their livestock projects. You know, my girls have to learn that there's responsibilities in life. You know, when they were younger, Dad took care of a lot of it, but as they've gotten older, it's become their adventure. It's not mine anymore. Dad's there for advice. Dad's there for guidance. You know, as the FFA Creed says, that's what we are to do. It's not just a take my pig to the fair and get me a check. This is a responsibility. If you want to succeed, you have to work at it. And it's the same thing in life. No matter what you want, if you want to succeed, you have to work for it.
Yeah, look, I owe FFA a lot. It all starts in the classroom and the high school. You got to get young people started early and interested early and figure out a path for them to stay on in order to keep agriculture front and center.
Well, it's so exciting and to see what these members could possibly do. Whether they're a member of FFA or just someone in an ag class, there's so many opportunities that those students don't even realize are in front of them.
I mean, my successful career with Monsanto and in the chemical seed and genetics business, FFA got me where I needed to be. It helped sharpen my skills, professionally speaking, record keeping, bookkeeping, planning, just literally planning your time, you know, and how to work efficiently and get the job done.
When I think about what excites me about the future of agriculture education here in Meade County, I look at my classroom and I see the future. I see these young aspiring individuals that we have that have been on college visits to be vet techs, who are going in for ag lending. I see the future happening in front of us, and I see the individuals that are going to be that future, and that in itself just excites and humbles us both as educators.
Folks, there's no way we can let agriculture die. It just can't. It's got to keep strong, and we have to keep it strong. We have to make it strong.
This program matters because when students leave, they leave with a drive for success, a servant heart, and they want to be part of this community, and they want to give back to the community that has shaped them.